Welcome, everyone. Welcome to, gosh, it's July 7th already, 1 week of July, done and gone. Here we are. This is the Ask the Danny app show. I am Danny Ackerman. I'm here every week, every Sunday, bringing you all the cool stuff that's going on, scores, all kinds of great stuff, mostly eBay related, but today I'm actually going to share something that sold on Etsy that I'm really excited about. Oh, you guys, you like my cow shirt? I got these fab.com. Oh my gosh, I love that website, you guys. They have the craziest stuff. Anyway, not to get too distracted, but I got a cow, I got my mom a dog, and I got our very own Lynn Coffrin a pig. Lynn, we got to get a picture of you in your piggy shirt. Anyway. She's in the chat room over there. I saw her causing trouble already. So, you guys, this segment of the show is brought to you by bubblefast.com, and I use them for all of my shipping supplies, of course. Only thing I can't get from them is my peanuts because I'm not close enough, but if you guys are close enough to get your packing peanuts from them, I highly recommend you get those too. They are awesome, awesome people with high quality packing materials. And if you do order from them, right from the website, bubblefast.com, you can use the code DANNI, D-A-N-N-I, for an additional discount. So definitely check them out. They also have a great Facebook group that is all about shipping tips and tricks. And we had a shipping question come in that we're going to discuss in just a minute. The show is recorded and put in segments over on YouTube, so if there is a segment of the show you wanted to go back and check out again, those will be on YouTube within a couple days. You can rewatch the show right from Spreecast right after the show, and you can listen to it on iTunes. So we make sure you can always go back and catch up on anything you heard that maybe you didn't make a note of. So we have a very special guest. Those of you who have been followers of the show since the beginning know this person very well. She was my co-host in the beginning and then got just too busy to keep going with me. She is the head blogger of the eBay Life blog, which is the ebaylifeblog.com, and she runs Blue Frog Shoes over on eBay. So let me get Miss Miriam on the screen here. Miriam Otto. Let's see. There she is.
Hi.
So good to have you back here. It's been way too long since we've had you on the show.
Yeah, how long has it been?
So what's going on? I don't know. It's been a while. You've been busy.
That's true.
So what's going on in your world, Miriam?
What's going on? Well, I wrote about this on my blog a little bit, but I finally got on vacation. I worked every day in June. I think I was working about 7 to 7 at my regular job. So I didn't have too much time to devote to eBay, but sales were still good. It was good. I was very surprised. I was ready to take a big old, hit, but because I have people working for me, they kept it going, and it seemed like some of the techniques we were using, it was fine. So that was great. But for the last week, I've been on vacation. Yay! Vacation. I'll be on vacation for 3 weeks. And so now I've been able to, well, last week I did a lot of errands. You know how that goes. As soon as you're on vacation, you start doing errands that you couldn't do while you weren't on vacation. But this week I plan on doing a lot of listings, so that's good. But actually last week we got a lot of listing done. Well, the people that work for me did. A lot.
So tell us, what does a lot of listing look like to you? How many listings do you get put up in a week?
They could probably get, hopefully this week we'll get like 40 or 50 a day. That's pretty good. One of the girls does about 25 to 30 pairs of shoes a day. So if I have 100, 150 pairs of shoes, that's pretty good. And then I had 2 people working. Depends on the day, but if I have 2 people working, we can probably get 50 items or so. And basically, they list the stuff, and then I check it. And so shoes are really easy because I know most of the brands and stuff, so I just start. So that's what I mean by me list. But this week, I might actually do some listing. I did a little bit today. But last week, like I said, I was doing errands and all these different things. And so hopefully this week we'll have, and another person starting tomorrow, because we have these buckets and buckets of, inventory that hasn't been listed yet. So I want to get to that. And this is what I told that person. I can't guarantee him anything, but he needs a job right now. So, for now, he's got a job.
So we're getting a question in that says, how do you train your people? And if they can list, why don't they just sell on their own? How do you get them to want to just be your employee and list for you?
Because most of them are students and they don't have time. They have time to earn 3-4 hours worth of, income or whatever. But they're not interested. Because most of them are students, like the one that we had that is really, she's great. I mean, she's an English major. She graduated. This was a job. That was it. When she had time, she came. She was really, reliable and everything. And she would just come between classes and she had to study. I mean, she didn't have time to do eBay. So they're students mainly. Not all of them. One of them's not. But most of them are students.
So can you give us a comparison from when you were listing all on your own, or like you and Johnny were just running your business, versus then when you started to have other people come in and start listing? How did those numbers expand for you?
Oh, about triple. As far as profit goes, there's no comparison. There's no comparison. I just couldn't, and it's harder when you have someone at the house, you feel like you need to be productive. You don't want to be wasting time because like, oh, I'm paying someone. Wow. And now I have them on payroll, so I'm really paying them. I mean, it's not the same as $8 an hour. It's costing a lot more than that. And so I think it just encourages you to be more productive. And I mean, I'm a procrastinator just like everybody else, but when the girls are here and when the guy that works for us full-time, well, kind of full-time, is here working, I feel like I should be working, and I should be checking their listings, and I just get a lot more done. I think that's the main thing, that I get a lot more done.
Yeah, I can relate to that. I have one assistant who comes in and helps me, and yeah, it's I can't justify playing Facebook games if I know I've got somebody that's on the clock.
Yeah, because you want to make sure they have everything. Yeah, and you want to make sure they have everything there, and you don't want to let things that are scheduled sit for 6 months. You want to get stuff on immediately. I mean, I think that here's an example. Last week, one of the girl that has been working for us, she was listing about 25 to 30 pairs of shoes a day, and we've already sold enough of that stuff, I think, to pay for every day that she came in. So, and a lot of new stuff sells. So it's not like, oh my gosh, yeah, you are spending a lot of money, but again, I use that easy auctions tracker, and that's why I don't flip out about those returns as much and about anything as much, because I can see exactly how much you're making. Exactly how much we made last month, exactly how much we made the month before. And then you're like, oh, look, we're still making good, profit. And I think the reason people flip out is because they don't know what they're making. They kind of do.
That's true.
It's not good enough to kind of do. Unless you just want to do it as a fun activity or something. But if you want to, not only motivate yourself, but do eBay as a business, make it into a real business, you have to know how much you're making. And believe me, I know all about this because I, for years, didn't know how much I was making. I mean, I kind of knew, but I didn't depend on it for an income, so it was just kind of fun. And, but when we decided that we wanted to, turn this into a real business, that's when I figured out how to do the easy auction trackers. And, anytime I have a problem, I contact them, and it's worked out well for me. So whatever you want to do.
Here's a question for you. How many listings can each one of your people on average do per hour?
Our requirement is, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it ends up being a lot, about 4 an hour. Some people can do, if it's like, I had a kid that could do 8 ties an hour. It depends on the product. Clothing is not easy. I'm sure everybody knows that, because that's why if you're paying someone to put clothing on, it needs to be high profit, because you have to measure, you have to measure, you have to measure. It's kind of annoying, but the only problem is that there's clothing everywhere. I mean, there's so much clothing to sell. It's so easy to get it, you know, that as long as they're doing 4 an hour, they aim for 4 an hour, because if you start requiring more than that, people make mistakes. And that's not good.
Is that a complete listing? Is that with pictures and everything?
Everything.
Okay.
Everything. Mm-hmm. And it's definitely doable. And another thing is, you don't want them working too many hours. Like the other day, the girl was working for us. She's like, I'm kind of hungry and tired. It's been like 6 hours. I'm like, that's enough. Go home. You know, so I kind of let them decide, oh, I don't want people getting hungry or tired or anything, because that's when you make mistakes. That's when you make mistakes.
Exactly.
So.
Hey, Miriam, I'm going to let you talk for just a second, because I have noisy people in my background. I got to close my door, so keep talking.
Okay, what should I talk about? Okay. Okay, let's see if there are any other questions. No, you know, we don't have, someone's asking if we have a lot of room in our house. Well, I can tell you this, the house is 1,750 square feet. But at the moment, I don't really live in a house. I live in a warehouse. That's what I call it. It's like we live in a 1-bedroom apartment. But I have a goal of within 5 years of getting a what I call real house. That means one that I can invite people to. So, you know, you got to make some sacrifices, and this is it right now. But, oh, another thing that I do is I don't have them come at the same time. I mean, we have one person in the back room and then one person in the living room, but that's it. You don't want more than 2, I don't think, because I mean, you don't want like 1 million people at the house at the same time. Stagger them. You know, someone comes 8 to noon, someone comes 1 to 5, or, you know, something like that I think is best. And as far as listing goes, just don't have them sitting there 10 hours a day. They're going to get burned out. You know how listing is. Better to do 4 or 5.
So Stephen asks us a really good question, Miriam. Do you have them sign any kind of like a non-compete agreement or contract?
Not really. I've mentioned it to some people I thought might be competition, but they didn't last anyway, so it didn't matter. If they're students, like one person that works for us, he's a friend, so we don't worry about that. But the other people are students. I don't think they're interested. So.
Yeah, you guys got to remember, Miriam lives in a college town. I mean that is what her city is all about, is a college town. So
and
she
also,
has a great resource.
And students don't have that much room either. A lot of them are renting rooms, you know. So I mean, where are they going to store everything to be competition? I mean, most of my house is taken up. Yeah. So
Beth is asking if we ever have any trouble with the township or the county, city, whatever whatever is running things around you, about running a business from the house. You have ever had any issues with that? I haven't.
No, I have a business license. I just got it to get it. I don't even know if I really needed it, but luckily, so far, I mean, we know our neighbors, and the postal guy knows us, and you know, the kids come over sometimes and run around the shoe room, the kids down the street. So people know what's going on for sure. And for the most part, people are more curious than anything else. You know, they're like, ooh, what's going on in there? You know? So, I don't know. So far, nothing. Oh, I did want to mention something about the, even though I said I don't have them sign a non-compete or anything like that, if there was someone that, you know, I thought might, you know, more like a stay-at-home mom or I don't know, someone who is not a student who could potentially become a competition, I would have them sign something, I think, because this town's too small. Too small. You can't have a ton of competition. You can have 1 or 2 other people doing what you do, but it's just not that big and there aren't that many stores, and, you know, you do need to be careful. I'm not saying not, you know, not have anybody sign anything, but most of the people are students and they're busy. They're busy.
Yeah, and I think most of all of those laws and things and regulations are put into place because they don't want you doing like a retail business. They don't want people coming in and out of the neighborhood. But if you just, are having one or two people that come in and it doesn't look like you're running a business, because like, unless people know, my house doesn't look like I'm running a business. It just looks like a house and I have visitors. So I think that's pretty key. But having a business license, being official and all that, I think is really important too. Everybody should have that anyway, because you're going to make so much money that you need that anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly. And also, like, I mean, the people next door, their daughter was working for us, so I doubt they're going to complain, And then the guy to the left, Johnny helps him with his lots of stuff in his house, and I don't know, I think they're just, especially during the recession, I think people were happy that people were just, trying to work hard. I don't think people cared. But we like you said, it's not like we have big trucks coming in and out, So just curious.
I know you guys have like a gazillion questions for Miriam. You guys know she is over on the Facebook group. Just tag her with questions. Miriam's awesome about answering. Also, we're already running over this segment, but you are so fun to talk to. But you guys, go over, check out the ebaylifeblog.com. You can post things over there, comment on her articles. Tell us a couple of the different things you have over there.
Well, I guess this week I'm going to do a yard sale roundup because I haven't done one in a while, and people keep emailing me. They're like, where are the yard sale roundup? Just a video of the things I picked up at yard sales. So I might do one of those this week because I'm home. So it's going to be easier. I also have lists of things that you can sell, eBay news. What else do I have? Oh, I have my scoreboard. A couple people lately have been posting on the scoreboard. I also have a discussion board, which some people have been complaining that there are a lot of whiners on there, so I guess I need to moderate a bit. But anyway,
no,
and then what was that?
No whining allowed.
Yeah. And like I was telling Danny, you can make as much money as you want, but you got to treat it like a business. And I think most people don't, and I am guilty of that. I mean, in the past it was kind of like, whatever, put stuff on eBay, blah, blah, blah. But if you want to make a full-time living, and I mean, you can make more money than a lot of people with degrees make on eBay. You can make as much as you want, I think.
Yeah.
But you got to work hard. I mean, hard. I don't mean an hour on Facebook and an hour on your eBay business. I mean, 8 hours. You spend 8 hours at your job, you're probably going to have to do that on your eBay business if you want to make it into a real business where you can live off of it. That is the main thing. Get off Facebook, well, except the Danni app group. Or at least, just monitor how much time you spend on different sites.
Yeah.
Because before you know it, you get sucked into that.
I teach my appsters that. Watch those distractions.
On the other hand, it is free information, and it's worth a lot to be a part. You know what I do? I try to go on there at night. In bed, I'll look at all the different groups and things that people have posted, and then if I have a note, I'll put it in my phone, like, oh, I need to look this up, or, oh my gosh, I can't believe that sells, that kind of stuff. So, I don't know. I think if you have a schedule for yourself, you're going to be successful. You just got to get stuff on there, and then, the sales will come, even during the slow time. Yeah.
Miriam, thank you so much for coming on. We need to get you on here on a regular basis.
I know.
I miss you.
Well, hey, I have a laptop that works now. I won't have to spend an hour trying to figure it out. Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you, Miriam. We'll catch you over on the Facebook group. We'll catch you over on the eBay Life blog. We'll catch you next time.
Okay, bye.
Who let them cows out? Moo, moo.